not necessarily was I very naughty. It's just that I liked expressing myself. And there were always those kids that were known by the teachers, and I'm hoping my teachers aren't watching this.
So have you ever met someone but only via emails? That's me and our Royal Hustler. We've only spoken via email, so it's really, really great to put, the beautiful, gorgeous face to the email. I'm talking about Kristofina Uushona. She is a marketing, communications, and public relations officer at Namcor, bringing 5 years of valuable experience there in the corporate communications field, and she's just part of a team that's responsible for overseeing all of the executive marketing decisions, I'm talking communication and even public relations efforts at Namcor. And similarly, her role really involves just developing strategies to promote their products, their services, and just maintaining just that positive image and effectively just engaging with us, the target audience. She also serves as a member of the Corporate Social Investment Committee, and she also holds a bachelor's degree in communications and an honors degree in marketing from the Namibia University, from NUST there, Civil Science and Technology. So Miguel is very, very well-rounded. Kristofina, good morning.
Good morning, Sibo.
How are you doing?
Very well, thank you. How are you?
I am so excited to have you here. So Kristofina, like I was saying earlier on, I only met you through emails, and even via the emails, I just got such a beautiful sense of you as a person. And I want our listeners to get to know you first as a person. So where did you grow up? What was your childhood like?
Well, Sibo, interesting. I also just met you through email.
Yeah.
We really never had a physical interaction,
Yeah.
Well, Kristofina is the last born of 8 siblings. I attended my primary school and high school in Windhoek, particularly at NAPS and Concordia College. As a child, I was very, very outspoken.
Were you?
I was very outspoken. The ones that were called naughty kids, because I always used to take the back row seat in class.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
But then, to be quite honest, not necessarily was I very naughty. It's just that I liked expressing myself. And there were always those kids that were known by the teachers, and I'm hoping my teachers aren't watching this. But yeah, that's how I grew up. But then bring it back home in terms of my house setting. I grew up in a house full of people, and being in such a setting, we would always have parties here and there.
Nice.
And I really like breaking it down, so I would always be
You'll be that
at
one.
the center, yes, at the center of the dancing floor, and hyping everybody up. And just looking back and thinking, wow, communication has always been a part of me in a different form. But yet again, just the fact that I had the exposure to engage with people from different backgrounds. Those are the people that in my community that I grew up with, and the family members, despite their age and their cultural and educational background, I was just able to communicate with them when and as needed, but in a respectful manner, obviously.
Of course. So, Kristofina, you were one of those children. You know how parents are when their uncles are around. Come dance for us.
Yes.
Come show us.
For sure. For sure. And I would always say, I'm not dancing for free here. What am I getting in return?
Cut me my check. Cut me my check real quick one time.
Yeah.
How did you then discover your passion for communications and most especially marketing and say, oh, well, this is a career path that I can take?
Yeah. Discovering my passion for comms and marketing was ignited when I used to work at NUST. I used to work as an assistant faculty officer. So at the time, I had the opportunity to engage people from different cultural backgrounds. Those are then the lecturers, the parents, and the students,
Yeah.
And these are people from different ethnics as well. So being able to craft a communication or a marketing, packaging it in a way that the consumer, who are then my stakeholders that I just identified now, for them to understand it in different ways, just gave me the power of effective communication. And nurturing my passion, I then enrolled in the bachelor degree in communication with the same university. So I think that path, and also just taking it back to my childhood, just also then builds up to why I'm in the communication space right now.
But did you always know that you're going to be in this space, or was it this? What do you want to be when you grow up? An astronaut?
No, I never knew at the time, especially as a child.
Yeah.
I always wanted to become an urologist.
Girl.
Yes.
Ma'am.
I always wanted to become a neurologist.
Wow.
But as time went on, I was like, no, I don't think this is my passion.
Yeah.
And a fun fact is that being a urologist, you were required to do math and, numbers. And, us with numbers are not really, we don't align, So, a fun fact as well, we don't align, but yet again, I pursued a diploma in statistics just to get over the fear,
I love that.
Yes, but then later on, as doing statistics, it was just to prove myself a point, that I can do this. But yet again, I felt my passion was more in comms and marketing. That's why I pursued that career rather.
We're speaking to a royal hustler, Kristofina, but first you were savage saying stamina. We're going to just highlight how she actually got to work for Namcor. Because she could have just easily been a neurologist, Pella. 99 FM, your inspiration station. It is your royal hustler on the mic. It's Kristofina Uushona, who is a marketing, communications, and public relations officer at Namcor. Let's start right there, Kristofina. How did you find yourself at Namcor?
To be quite honest, I'll have to start from the very first beginning. I never saw myself working at Namcor, actually.
Really?
Yes. Every time.
Do they know this during the interview?
Well, they didn't. They didn't. We went there. I worked very hard. I'm hardworking and stuff like that. But anyways, like I said, I never saw myself working at Namcor. But then, in the oil and gas sector, to be very specific, yes. So I used to admire Namcor's building from a distance. And when I found out that they had a gym, I was like, this is a personal commitment to actually join Namcor. Yes. So during my studies at NUS, during communication, graduation requires internship. Of course. To my surprise, Namcor opened up the position within their communication and marketing department for internship. I seized the opportunity and I was a successful candidate. So that is how my journey started in terms of entering the oil and gas. And thus far it has been really amazing. Every day I learn new things because of the complexity of the industry.
I can imagine.
And it's quite. I see myself in Namcor in the next 2, 3, 5 years and obviously grow myself professionally within the space. So it is an amazing company, I should say.
What has been for you the highlight of your career being there? Maybe there's a campaign that you did or reach out. What was that one that you went, oh no, that one was hectic, but it was worth it?
I think my highlight would be when we launched our first service station.
Yes.
And at the time, I was an intern. So I only had theoretical experience and I didn't have the practical part of things. So I didn't know where to start, who to call, who to invite, how to get about this whole event and make it an amazing one, But then thank God to mentorship. I had someone that I looked up to within the industry and, I sought for advice and did a few market research to conduct a market analysis to see who our targeted audiences were and how to go about this and, collaborating with media.
Of course.
Yes, just to make sure that our message is across Namibia. And it was a successful one. So that was one of the most challenging events or highlights of Namcor, actually, especially also being the first service station amongst giant competitors.
And I must say, it stands tall and it stands gorgeous. It's in my neighborhood, so it is gorgeous. You can't miss it.
Great stuff. I'm happy you love it, Sibo.
So with that being said, we're talking off air about how marketing is ever evolving, and how do you keep yourself on the pulse when it comes to that?
I think what I did was staying up to date with the current affairs within the industry, especially trying to do online courses, attending seminars, workshops, and also, just like I said, having a mentor that always just encourages me and motivates me to do better and find ways in how to better my marketing and digital marketing, to say, because we're entering that space right now. And networking as well is one of the most important things that I never let go or take advantage of every time I find myself in a space where I can learn from people, So just keeping myself up to date and reading is very important, guys.
Very much so. And I love that you have a good mentor that's, that's helping you through. What keeps you motivated? What keeps you grounded? What makes you go, yes, I'm seizing the day?
I think just a clear understanding of my goals and vision, you know? Yeah, and just having them outlined in realistic ways to achieve them,
that's
you know?
the SMART goal.
Yes, the SMART goal. The SMART goal. And also just of recent, Sibo, I realized that celebrating small milestones goes a long way. I never used to do that.
Yeah.
I really never used to do that. And that just keeps me motivated to do more. And also the amazing thing of having loved ones around you to encourage you even if you're going through difficult times, or just to celebrate a successful event with you, you know. That support system keeps me grounded in life, you know.
No, there's nothing like a good support system.
You can say that again.
You will go far. I don't know, what is the African proverb? If you're gonna go somewhere, if you're gonna go alone, but if you wanna go far, go with others. It's so beautiful.
Yes, and that is so true.
Yeah.
That is
so in
true.
terms of leadership and business advice, what would you like to share with our listeners? Especially like it's, you know, the oil and industry is not so, you know, known, especially for someone who's doing marketing right now. They might not even have thought of entering that market.
Yeah. So I feel advice would be then just to embrace a continuous learning mindset.
Nice.
Keep yourself on the ball every time. Keep yourself updated. Attend seminars, workshops, just so you can learn from other people. And also, I would never stop saying, because I have an amazing mentor, Sibo. I love her so much. You know, I have an amazing mentor. So I would advise the listeners just to go probably on certain social platforms like LinkedIn, and then just look at someone that has probably who's in a career, in a leadership position, or holds or owns a business in what you would aspire to be one day, and approach them to mentor you. Believe me, people are always willing to help. People are always willing to help. And lastly, I just say the power of networking can take you very far. There's a saying that goes, leadership or businesses cannot be created in isolation, but it needs to be created in a well-connected network. And that's where network is equals net worth.
Hey, listen, gems have been dropped this morning. That was a royal hustler. Now you get why she's not just a hustler, but a royal one on your inspiration station. Kristofina, thank you so much for coming. And I really do appreciate you. We will be networking very soon and very often.
I'm waiting. I also need to get into this, the comedy side of Sibo. I can't wait. So we can also network there.
We must network on all fronts and all ways.
Yes. Thank you for having me, Sibo.
No, thank you for coming. That is Kristofina Uushona. She is the Marketing, Communications and Public Relations Officer at Namcor. And she goes and lives by embrace a continuous learning mindset.
That was 99FM's Royal Hustlers.
Proudly brought to you by Namdeb Diamond Corporation.
Good today, better tomorrow.